So let me start off first with Laurent. Laurent, perhaps you could first share with us what led you to start your business and why being borderless was the way to go for you. The floor is yours, Laurent.
Thanks, CJ. Thanks, CJ, for this introduction. Long introduction. I hope that people will not think I'm 100 years old after that. Thanks, Lina and ERIA and Julia for having me. It's a great topic. I'm very excited to be part of it today. So to address your question, to be honest with all of you, 14 years ago, I had no clue what borderless means. I don't even know if borderless was part of my vocabulary. You know, I'm French, so that may explain this situation. But at that time in Vietnam, 14 years ago, our intuition was to go to create an agile marketing agency able to address the vast needs of entrepreneurs and SME market, which in ASEAN region is often correspond to above 90% of the business activities of this country. So the market is huge. And at that same time, I noticed in Vietnam and in other countries of the ASEAN region that there was a lot of very talented freelancers that were working on their own without any really strategy, etc. So we decided to create an agile virtual marketing agency able to address these needs, work and leverage on the talent of very talented freelancers, and be able at the same time to offer agile, efficient pricing solutions for SMEs. So this is the genesis of Digital Mekong. And I have to say that it's still the case today. So since our inception, we still work with a core team of project manager, and we work with an ecosystem of freelancers. So by essence, I would say we were not borderless, but we were born virtual. Okay. And we became borderless when we started to serve our clients outside Vietnam through Skype at that time, traveling, of course. But then borderless development, I have to say, have completely accelerated since COVID. So now, as you mentioned yourself, TJ, we have one art director in Portugal. We're launching right now our operations in Europe. We serve clients almost all over the world in US, Europe, and ASEAN. And I have really to say that COVID has been a big opportunity. And I don't say that because digital has really become part of our everyday life. But what I've noticed is that the client know now that digital is the way to go, and they're not afraid to do business that way. So for us, if I summarize our modest experience, I would tend to say we were born virtual, and borderless is our natural evolution and direction.
Thank you so much, Laurent. Very interesting. I've taken note of a point which I hopefully will be able to touch on a bit later. So, Laurent, from your experience, I guess we definitely want to hear from you. What future do you see in borderless entrepreneurship? Maybe you could share with us, some of the opportunities and challenges that you may foresee in this whole, ecosystem. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Thanks, CJ. The future in borderless entrepreneurship, yes, I see it very bright. Whether you call it virtual, collaborative, gig economy, social economy, or nomad economy, it's a very, very big mega trend that is impacting every country. As I mentioned before, the COVID has considerably accelerated the digitalization. I was reading the other day a survey from McKinsey, and they were showing that actually COVID for the APAC region, for example, had accelerated the digitalization of the companies by 4 years, which is huge. So as I was saying before, digital is now the way to do business, and there will be no turning back. That's something I'm certain of. Just sharing with you a small story, which would never happen even 1 year or 1.5 years ago. I'm working for a law firm right now. I'm doing their branding, website, etc. I've never been to their office. I've never met the managing partner. I don't know him. I wouldn't be able to recognize him in the street. We're doing a video call every week. They don't put the camera, so I wouldn't be able to recognize the project team as well. But it works. It works. Project is moving forward, and what it shows to me is that clients, even if industries which were reputed to be very traditional, very tech adverse, it's working. So the trend is there. Okay. The second aspect that I see in terms of opportunities is that there's a profound aspiration, and I think that our panelists have expressed it by their testimonials in their own countries. There's a profound aspiration for personal professional life balance amongst young generation. First of all, I have to say that most of the people who are working with me want to join Digital Mekong because they want autonomy, they want responsibility, they want freedom, and that's very, very, very important for them. So this is why they opt for our small organization. But it's not only about an aspiration from the young generation. It's also coming from the more senior professionals who are turning to entrepreneurship after they are 40, 45, 50, and live their corporate life, whether because they're fired, it happens, because they're bored, because they want also more freedom. So I see that a lot, and we've helped many of them to jump into this entrepreneur life. So it's not only the young people, but it's also the senior people. But as one of the panelists said, I don't think it's for everyone, this type of life, because even if we're talking about the digital world, it's the real world. So entrepreneurship may not be for everyone. Borderless entrepreneurship is not a one size fits all, and it's definitely not for everyone. Just a couple of examples. For an employee perspective, you will need some certain soft skills that I'm especially keen on having in my team. For example, autonomy, self-learner, empathy, and transparency. Because transparency, as one of the other panelists said, is about trust, and it's super important in this digital ecosystem. Okay, from an entrepreneur perspective, you need to be aware, and you need to be realist. You need to have the same qualities than in the real life and not in the digital life. So you need to be resilient, you need to be adaptable, reactive. You need to have more than ever, I think, empathy. What is empathy for me? It's being client-oriented and demonstrate probably a higher level of sincerity in your digital interaction because it shows. Last but not least, of course, if you want to jump into the borderless entrepreneurship, you need to be a little bit techie. A little bit is enough because today technology is more and more accessible and easy, but not being tech adverse. That's the only thing I would say. So to answer your question in a sort of broad sense, I would tend to say yes, borderless entrepreneurship is a profound mega trend. And for us at Digital Mekong, borderless is frictionless. So for us, it's the way to go.
Thank you so much, Laurent. Borderless is frictionless. And I think you touched on very important points that are beyond just the tech part of things, but really the soft skills, the people that are involved in this whole ecosystem, the skills that they need to have that is equally important. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very interesting what our speakers have shared